George Russell and Max Verstappen had been pretty well known in 2024 because of their explosive red meat that erupted in Qatar. However, it looks as if the Mercedes driver is still no longer ready to allow passive factors. The Brit is now adamant that the combat with Verstappen can and will maintain due to the fact he is not going to allow every body bully his manner at the grid. And given the truth that Mercedes have reportedly made tons of development in the past couple of months, will Russell stand by using his floor? And could he prevail victorious over Verstappen, despite the fact that it could not be for the championship call itself? One of the most controversial topics in 2024 have become the pork amongst Russell and Verstappen, with each of them no longer mincing phrases about every particular's behavior. Verstappen has long gone on to the quantity to name Russell a faced character, because of the reality he speaks one problem in the front of the cameras and the drivers. And while there aren't any microphones in the room with the stewards, he is being a completely one-of-a-kind man or woman. The hassle that Max could not take shipping of is that Russell does now not have his personal necessities, and he can't appreciate people like that at the grid. However, the reaction from the Mercedes, the usage of pressure come to be quite fierce, as properly. Russell has been explaining how he plans to stand his floor in competition to Verstappen and the manner he is gaining knowledge of to arise for himself, which includes criticizing the use of style of the four-time worldwide champion as well, popping out of a season wherein he won 3 races, one in every, of which he became disqualified from because of the weight limit of the auto trouble in Spa. Russell is now adamant that the brand new season in Mercedes can simply display what type of driver he is, and the manner Verstappen may additionally have masses to fear approximately in the imminent duration. At the same time as speaking about it to an extra amount, the Brit added, "I'm no longer going to just accept being pushed spherical and disrespected so overtly and publicly. I've visible many people in lifestyles push and shove exclusive human beings round to get what they want. You need any man or woman to stand up to people like that, and no man or woman has finished that except with Max. Both of them are younger beaus. Every of them have a whole lot of fireside in them at the identical time, as they may be on the track. And one thing that differs is the championship triumphing experience from Max. That is probably bad to how this struggle goes to transport down Russell, is a main motive force in widespread. And whilst he did not precisely earn the chief characteristic in Mercedes because of the arguable transfer that Hamilton made to Ferrari, it is no longer like Russell did now not have the potential to be a worldwide champion below the modern-day times, whilst talking approximately his very own values as a driving force. And the way he is aware about where he stands in evaluation. To Verstappen he said, "I'm moving into my 7th 365 days of Formula One now." And you do start to recognize wherein you understand your personal voice, the platform you've got, and the impact you can make. I perception it end up essential for myself, and the reality that I have become being driven spherical, publicly emerge as the #1 using force behind it. I grow to be a piece pissed off watching the season play out at the front last year, how Max have become the use of, with reference to being extra hard, and form of bullying others round, showing his aggression in a way that no one stood as much as the use of pressure became Lewis. He changed into the most effective person to try this in 2021, and that turned out to be glaringly this form of tremendous season. I come to be aggravated watch searching the game, final 12 months, even as there have to were a first-rate name war, and it have grow to be now. Not so the one's remarks in Qatar tipped me over the brink. Irrespective of the truth that Russell grow to be now not involved inside the championship fight. In any manner, he understood the significance of Ven's behavior, and the way he is probably in the place of Russell as early as in 2025, and status your ground this early is absolutely a powerful sign, almost about the imminent marketing campaign. Red Bull's handling excessive issues with the ABB21 whilst Mercedes is admin, that they're able to compete on the front a great deal greater regularly, with all the changes being carried out at the W6, and this itself is going to expose that a very epic struggle is probably expecting us in the shadows. Russell has moreover pointed out the chances that his institution has, thanks to the improvement of the auto and the adjustments that they have made to the W6, and even as speaking about it to a more quantity, the Brit said there were a number of, I might not say changes without delay, from ultimate 12 months to this 365 days. The ones are matters which have been inside the pipeline for a long term. Devices that we could not pretty, placed on the auto in 2024, however were given, been running on them for a long term. We are first rate. It might be a extremely good step within the right direction. You manifestly in no way apprehend what your rivals are going to have carried out eventually of this 1 year with the concept of 2026, whether or not or now not or no longer, humans hold growing, or now not goes to be quite thrilling. In fact, I even have a chance to combat Max for the Motive Stresses Championship. Understand. I experience ready. Everybody inside the team is so inspired. I feel that those years have kind of been a tribulation and errors, but on every occasion we've had a hazard to win. Have been given received. And that's what gives me the optimism that if we do have the car we are capable of, obtain it of route. The more mission isn't always inside the front of Mercedes to assemble a race triumphing Cara Russell and Antonelli. And whilst the Italian is a rookie in the game, he isn't always your ordinary rookie. He goes to truly push for race wins from day one, and he is going to attempt to show to Mercedes that he's not right proper here to be a second play around to Russell. So for the Brit to face his floor closer to Verstappen and to combat it out at the track, he may want to need to make sure that he's the leader in his non-public group, after which recognition at the relaxation of the grid. But judging how he handled the 2024 season, especially over one lap, regular typical overall performance in evaluation to Hamilton, we doubt that there is going to be any big troubles in comparison to Antonelli. No matter the truth that we realize for a truth Mercedes did not genuinely play the fairest of video games. With regards to the automobile's inclinations of Russell and Hamilton, it's Miles, not truly Russell, who stood his floor to Verstappen. We need to now not neglect about the drivers like Elier and Norris have expressed their non-public shift of mindset within the course of the four-time worldwide champion, as they now recognize that no longer having the quickest automobile hurts Verstappen lots more than they might have imagined in a state of affairs. Like this, Verstappen usually ends to a extra aggressive, using style which includes closing the doorways at the corners on the final second, and every now and then pushing the drivers off the track. However, in Mexico we're given, seen that the stewards are not tolerating a conduct like that. However, if he achieves this motive, which is to have his championship antagonist, in this case Norris, within the lower back of him and not essential the grid, then it's far secure to count on that the penalty may not problem him plenty while speaking approximately. The combat amongst Verstappen and what's being predicted out of him, in addition to the alternate that he's going to in reality imply from 2025 onwards. Norris said, "I want to get my elbows out toward Verstappen, and powerful I'm not inclined to offer him any positions. I additionally must be a smart, using stress. You need to be a smart motive, stress to move up in competition to Max. Additionally, it is lots more hard while you're inside the vehicle than at the same time as you rewatch it, and once I noticed some of the topics I did final year, I was like, what the hell have I carried out that? For what an idiot I have become. A totally similar statement changed into said by way of liar as nicely, who admitted that he now has what it takes to get the fight at once to Max's face, and if we are to choose by way of using the proximate information, it looks as if Ella is one of the few drivers who's aware about how to race Verstappen in a proper style without getting concerned in a crash, but whether or not or no longer or not, That might be finished in the approaching season. Given the reality that he has Hamilton as his teammate, time will inform. And one element is, for superb. The conduct of AN in Mexico is surprisingly no longer going to duplicate now that the whole lot is restarting from zero. The distinction among closing year's Mexico Grand Prix and likely each race this is going to arise in 2025 is that Verstappen come to be on the top of the championship standings at the same time as the Mexico Grand Prix changed into on the calendar, and we especially doubt that with this development and with Lewis in Ferrari crowned with the revolutionary layout of the MCL 39 Verstappen also can have any hazard to have the advantage he had. Final 12 months, he's going to genuinely be the maximum excessive risk for the championship due to the reality we're given, seen him win races with the fastest car at the grid. Something that hasn't occurred happed, for the reason that time Keke Rosberg and Nelson Piquet did it in the 80s. But no matter the reality that the desk is reset now, and we're organized for a easy begin of the season, with all of this in mind, do you decided that the Russell VAP and Pork can translate into a fierce conflict at the grid? And similarly importantly, do you suspect that the Brick can ultimately stand his floor and display the control reputation in the team? In a sincere way? Allow us to recognize in the comments below. And in case you are inquisitive about the F1 drivers, bombshell on the F1 release event, ensure to click at the video. It's far appearing to your display proper now.